Hey guys, welcome to the channel and thank you for watching. Today we're gonna react to Mykhailo Mudryk doping allegations. We're still waiting for the B sample to come to confirm the first test. If he is found guilty, he will face a lot of consequences. 4 years ban that could be reduced by another tribunal for at least 2 years, but it's not a good situation for Mykhailo Mudryk, who still need a lot of development to be done. And I was doing some research and I found this video about a Russian top model that apparently is responsible for what is happening to Mykhailo Mudryk. So I'm gonna watch the video and then comment. Feel free to let me know what do you think about this case. And remember, this is just conspiracy theory. Nobody knows exactly what is happening, but it's all over the internet, so I have to react to the video. Let's do it together and let's find out if this is true or not.
From a footballer with Ballon d'Or potential in 2-3 years to a player with a positive doping test and a bench warmer status. When Chelsea signed Mykhailo Mudryk in January 2023, overtaking Arsenal at the finish line, it was seen as a major victory for the club's new owner, Todd Boehly. The football world was supposed to be intimidated by...
First of all, yes, I understand what she's saying, that people were excited, but to be honest with you, I wasn't excited because I didn't know the guy. Everybody knew pretty much that he was going to join Arsenal, and this news came out of the blue. So Chelsea fans didn't really prepare or do any kind of research about the guy. So I don't think people really were so excited. Maybe people were excited because of the banter, because you took a player from Arsenal, and that is a feel-good factor.
The arrival of a player the media had elevated to the skies. Yet today everyone is talking about meldonium. What happened? How did one of the world's most promising footballers so easily sabotage his career? And what's the connection to theories involving Russian intelligence? Finally, who is Miss Violetta Grachova? A name even former Ukrainian officials are discussing. Late night walks in London, Mudryk's introverted nature, and the immense pressure he placed on himself. How did a future Ballon d'Or winner become just Misha in the eyes of Enzo Maresca?
Yeah, but I think this is Misha, this is Mudryk. In terms of not only tonight, I think a little bit since he joined the club, I think he had some good moments.
The Island Channel welcomes you. Get ready for the whole truth about Mykhailo Mudryk's meldonium case. Let's dive in.
Okay, people, so as you can tell, that beautiful model probably is the reason why Mykhailo Mudryk tested positive. And in the beginning, that lady said that how a future Ballon d'Or sabotaged himself to become just Misha. Those are just words. The Zerbi who used to coach Mudryk in his country said that he's a potential Ballon d'Or. But we haven't seen anything like Ballon d'Or at Chelsea because he got some talent. He got some skills. But to be a Ballon d'Or or to be a top player in a very top level, you need football IQ. And Mudryk doesn't really understand football. You can have the skills in the world, but if you don't know how to make movement, you don't know what the system you are playing and the general plan, what the coach is asking you to do in that particular game, it's useless. And also in his age, he's 23, almost 24 years old. If you don't understand those basics of football, it becomes more difficult as you grow to understand them, because those are the things that you kind of know it naturally by playing football, but for him, it's really close to zero.
It was late November 2023. Mykhailo Mudryk, after a few disappointing months at his new club, was on a date. He was spending time with the Russian model Violetta Grachova. Yes, her Instagram handle is violetta.bird, and yes, she's stunning. The date was held in a helicopter overlooking London at sunset. Pure romance. At that moment, Mudryk was already feeling disillusioned with himself. A reserved and introverted personality, he struggled to adapt to life after leaving a country embroiled in one of...
First of all, I don't have any problem by multi-millionaire football players to have fun. This is his choice. If he chooses to date a supermodel, that is his choice, and I don't think anybody should judge what Mudryk loves or not. So if that was real, that he took a helicopter over London and having romantic day with that supermodel, that is not my problem. It becomes a problem when it starts affecting the team. And in this point where Chelsea spent 88 million to buy you, and they are expecting something from you, and your private life is affecting the team, this is where my intervention comes. But I don't really care about who he falls in love with.
One of the largest wars in history. He was desperate to prove himself in the world's toughest league, perhaps too desperate. A teammate described him as an easygoing soul who had become obsessed with proving himself in Europe's toughest league, along with justifying his hefty price tag. He felt the pressure of the transfer 100%, the player said. He trained hard, often putting in extra hours at the gym, but the criticism, especially from fans, hit him hard. This excerpt from a Daily Mail article by Sami Mykhailo perfectly encapsulates what Mudryk was going through at the time. Contrastingly, others indicate his penchant for a night out, an attraction not necessarily unusual for foreign footballers seduced by the capital's bright lights and temptations. Mudryk felt out of place in his new environment and sought answers, though none seemed to work. His limited English skills and difficulty forming bonds within the team left him isolated. So when a charming Russian woman entered his life, he took it as a sign. She even...
Okay, so like I said, your life is your life, your private life. I don't care about it. But talking about leaving his country in the middle of war and going out, enjoying his life, you know, night out and all that stuff, and he found it difficult to adjust in London, that is understandable. But if you are a top professional football player, you should expect that. At Chelsea or at Arsenal, it was going to be the same thing. So I don't see why we should always just blame some external things when somebody is not performing. You can understand that your country is in war, but we see a lot of African countries in war, and we see African players are performing in very top level, even in boxing. Usyk is somebody from the same country as Mudryk, but he's fighting his own way. He's doing his own war by beating people in the ring, right? And then that is gonna give you even more courage to score goals, to perform good, so you can kind of fight for your country. So I don't know all these excuses about, yeah, because of this and that, because of the war in your country. You are super rich. You took all your family out of the country. You can fly a private jet right now. You can meet the president of the country. Are you the same as a normal guy who can't even find a job? So I don't know why people try to exaggerate when it comes to finding excuses for those millionaires.
He wore his jersey. It felt like fate. The fact that this relationship might be dangerous given that his country was at war with Russia did not seem to cross his mind. He didn't care. Ukrainian journalist said this when discussing Mudryk's romance with Grachova. Mudryk flirted openly. Violetta's Instagram page became his favorite destination for likes, comments, and dreams of their next meeting. And then came another day, this time in Paris. Once again, a helicopter ride. Once again, an airborne rendezvous. Such a romantic guy. Judging by the photos Violetta posted at the time, the Ukrainian footballer spared no expense, including a bouquet of flowers he had delivered to the Russian model. Meanwhile, the Ukrainian people endured the second year of a full-scale invasion, marked by a faltering counter-offensive by the Ukrainian army.
So I see where the problem is now. You know, people will politicize every single thing. I still remember when German soldiers, were dating French girls, and they were, accused of betraying the country and all that. Love is love. Love doesn't have any border. Love doesn't care about war or whatever. But I can see why a high-profile name like Mudryk, because he represents his country, and that could go to the next level because of the war between Russia and his country. So I completely understand that.
While Ukraine suffered heavy losses, one of its national symbols indulged in a controversial relationship. Something was wrong with Mudryk. Has love clouded his mind? Misha, what are you doing? Ukrainians commented under photos of his glamorous companion. This romance seemed unethical to Ukrainians enduring the horrors of war. It was seen as naive and short-sighted. The criticism eventually reached Violetta, who responded on Instagram. Ukrainians, I love you. Stop hating and spamming my profile. I'm for peace in the whole world. This acknowledgement was more than just a story in Instagram. It was confirmation of her connection to Mudryk and, by extension, to Ukraine.
Yeah, I completely understand now that Ukrainian people will feel betrayed because we are in the middle of the war. If that was happening with an ordinary guy like you and me, not high profile, this is too political, bro. This gets to the level where the president and the military and everybody got involved, and you are just like, why are you dating that girls while you have so many beautiful girls from your own country, and this country are attacking us, so you are betraying the country? And I don't even understand why these football players are obsessed with supermodel, internet model, Instagram model. It looks like they can't date normal people. But if you are a high profile like that, I think just date a nurse, a doctor, or some regular girls with regular jobs. They might be even more beautiful than those Instagram models who just spent money to make themselves look the way they are. But in reality, they are like nobodies. They might be even the ugliest one, but they spend money on plastic surgeries. They literally don't eat anything. They are starving. They live a miserable life. Just because you look good on social media doesn't mean that you look good. And most of the time they are not good inside, because they date so many people. They date politicians and army generals and musicians, and they are just like everybody's girls. So I don't know. I just don't understand why this becomes a thing where the only girls that you can date are the high profile, the top model one. I don't know.
But the relationship was short-lived. Paris marked its peak. By February 2024, Violetta announced on Instagram that they had split. Why did you break up? Different views, principles. I should be proud of my man, not ashamed. Mudryk continued liking Violetta's photos, becoming even more withdrawn. It's possible he even slipped into a mid-depression. After their breakup, Mudryk played 12 matches for Chelsea, scoring just 2 goals. Manager Mauricio Pochettino kept faith in the Ukrainian and gave him enough playing time, but Mudryk's mind seemed far from football.
Okay, so they broke up, and apparently Mudryk started performing badly on the pitch. But let me tell you what. Before that, before they were dating, Mudryk wasn't any good either. You know, he didn't do anything beside the first game that he played against Liverpool, and everybody went crazy that this is the next Eden Hazard. After that, I don't know if the relationship is the reason why he didn't perform, but you know a football players just by what you do on the pitch, your movement, and people can see clearly. But when you don't understand anything about football and you only have skills, everybody can see it. So I don't think this conspiracy theory about the breakup is the reason, because you gave the reason before that because his country was at war. Now it's no, because they broke up and he went through depression. It makes no sense. If you don't have football IQ, you have nothing really to give as an excuse.
Mudryk's poor form extended to Euro 2024, where he played just 2 of Ukraine's 3 group stage matches. He missed a crucial game against Belgium, reportedly due to an injury sustained from overexerting himself in the gym. Even if Ukraine had advanced, Mudryk wouldn't have played for the remainder of the...
Again, let me mention something. One thing about Mudryk, he loves the gym. He always in the gym, lifting. He cares about his body. And I still remember some Twitter that I put out to say, you are not a bodybuilder, brother. You are a football player. Probably spend more time at Cobham shooting, understanding your positioning, the movement, the little things that you can improve on the football pitch instead of lifting, because that is not going to take you anywhere. You have to learn football. You have to train about football and not lifting stuff. And he was injured in one of the games in the Euros because he got exhausted and somehow got injured in the gym. But bro, you have to leave the gym. Start practicing on the pitch.
Tournament. His reaction to the news was equally troubling. Champion of nonsense. Those who believe this nonsense are no better. It's a pity that our people always look for reasons to trash others, he commented online. But the most scandalous story involved Moscow. On the 18th of June, Violetta celebrated her birthday at the Stella di Mosca hotel. On that day, Mudryk reportedly sent her a lavish delivery. "Happy birthday, my love, MM," the note read. MM, Mudryk's initials. It was 1,000 roses for the Russian model while Ukraine continued its fight against Moscow. This sparked outrage among Ukrainians. Eventually, the romance faded, but the meldonium scandal reignited talk of Mudryk's connection to her.
Yeah, again, sending some flowers to somebody that you love. I don't have any problem by that, but I can see why Ukrainians are gonna be very mad at their store dating a girl from Russia and Russia attacking us and killing our people. So understandable both ways. And what is gonna be even worse now is now the scandal. And the scandal, apparently, she gave Mudryk something to enhance his performances. And when you enhance performances, you have to be good on the pitch. You can take whatever performance enhancement thing that you want, but if you don't understand football, you're gonna just run, and football is not about running. And even if that was true, and the medication made Mudryk even worse because we didn't see anything. People might say, oh, listen, he did good against, I don't know, a team from what a team Chelsea played, from Greece, like in the Conference League. A team that plays in certain low division, you can do whatever you want against them. But when it comes to facing the real teams in the Premier League, this is where you see the real level of Mykhailo Mudryk.
Grachova. Some former Ukrainian officials suggested that his positive doping test might have been part of a Russian intelligence operation. Former acting president of Ukraine's Athletics Federation, Yevhen Pronin, advised Mudryk's defense team to use this angle. If Mykailo's lawyers argue that his Russian ex, or perhaps not so ex-lover, slipped him meldonium as part of an FSB operation to ruin his career and tarnish Ukraine's reputation in global sports, this could serve as a mitigating factor. This theory gained traction as Ukrainians recalled how Russia and Ukraine employed various methods during wartime. Some noted the viral story of Ukrainian Instagram blogger Ksusha Manikin, who received an award from Ukraine's intelligence service for her work on the information front. Could Russia have used Grachova's connection with Mudryk to strike another blow against Ukraine's image?
Wow. So this is very, very important case here. Because we know politics most of the time, yet they use beautiful women. I was watching a documentary the other day how the United States used a beautiful girls from the state who used to date Fidel Castro, and she used to fly over there to see the Cuban president back then, and they tried to assassinate that guy through the lady. So this kind of thing is conspiracy right now, but knowing how bad it is behind closed doors, you kind of let the door open. You kind of just keep an open mind and not say, yes, it's happened that way, or no, I don't believe in the news. Because if you look at like declassified files, if you look those TV shows now, you can look on internet and you see how those politicians used to use people, ordinary people, or beautiful girls to try to get certain information and all that. You just think that is something. And also because Russia actually are accused of doping. They've been suspended by many federations in many sports because of doping, apparently in the state level. So using this weapon also to paint Ukraine as a doping country could also be a reality here. So I'm not going to say it's fake, and I'm not going to say it's true. And those kind of situations, you know the truth after years, even after everybody is dead and they declassified certain files, and you see how people were manipulated back then. You are like, oh my lord.
Could this have happened in Georgia, where Russia still wields significant influence? The Athletic has been told by multiple sources who wish to remain anonymous as they are not authorized to speak publicly on the matter that Mudryk tested positive for meldonium following international duty with Ukraine in November. The theory of Russian interference is popular. Under the Athletic's article on Mudryk's Chelsea career, the top comment reads, "Who can say whether Russia had a hand in this?" 124 likes, 38 replies. A controversial story, indeed, but what was Mykhailo Mudryk thinking when he chose a Russian woman as his partner during a war between their countries? An incredible story that deserves your attention. This video contains the facts on the basis of which we recreated the story that could cost Mykhailo Mudryk his career. If the B sample confirms the positive test, Mudryk could face a 4-year ban. This was the Island Channel, your place.
Okay guys, so that is the end of that amazing video. I'm gonna put the link in the description box down below so you can go and watch the original video. I think they deserve credit, and they did an amazing job. And just like them, we're not gonna confirm anything, but we just expose something, some conspiracy theories here and there. And even the Athletic, who got some very good sources, they said they can't reveal their sources because it could be dangerous for Mykhailo Mudryk or whatever people will give up information out there. But I can see where the problem is. Love is love. Love don't have borders, but politics sometimes can get involved. And if you look at what is happening now, like Russia apparently shooting airplanes and sending drones and doing this and sending people like on mission to kill some political rival overseas. It's a lot of conspiracy theories, but if you put everything together, you see that it's something really to pay attention. It's up to you to make your own conclusion. God bless you. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I will see you next time.